Hello there! My name is Elias Luukkanen and welcome! Today is a day for composing stream. I can feel it in my bones. Making some music with you here live. And what couldn't be the better topic than making pirate music? Hee-haw and all those yar, all these lovely words. The thing is, I've not done that much pirate music, but I think I have kind of idea what I want to do with it. But of course, with live compositions, we never know what happens. Basically, how this works, we are going to make a whole song in a stream, hopefully in a full stream. Sometimes we have moments that we cannot always finish it, but you will see the main progress on it. You will see how I do it, and you can of course comment on it. Comments are live on the streams from every place. I'm going to read them. I think they are going to be on the screen in when the composing program will show here. But basically that's what we're going to be doing. Before we start, however, I'm going to direct you on this very lovely page I made to show what I have here on my mind. Basically, I'm starting to get a bigger role in just getting Patreon and Patreon content forward. And I think there's a very interesting chance for anyone who's interested in remastered music overall. I'm just recently put out a poll in Patreon, and everyone who donates even $1 per month, which is not that small, it's not that big of a sum, but it helps the production of eluukkanen. Those people can vote the next remake, and we shall see what will get the vote. Of course, people can also suggest their own remake topics. That is how we're going to work. And it would be lovely to see what kind of thoughts you have in your mind. And every dollar that comes out to our way will be used to production of eluukkanen and all the future development of it. As you can see, we have already taken some steps in that. So any help you can do very much does the trick. But now, to the composing itself. Let us go. So, I'm hearing the Roger track and Minecraft thing. I think the comments are now visible. We shall still test them out. I think Twitch comments won't be same, but you can see me here. Hello, eluukkanen from Finland here. And as you can see, we have composing program over here. Sibelius 7.5, a program I use myself very mostly. It does the job. It might not look much, but I tell you, it is a very powerful program. You can make so much with it in such a short term of time. And as you see, the topic here, pirate music, hee-haw, and the yar, and all these lovely words. Across the 7 seas. I think it was suggested in our Facebook page by one of our fans, and I think that's a good reason to make a track about it. Or one of the reasons also that I've not done a pirate track before, so I'm interested to see how that works. Feel free to comment down below on the process. Let me know your thoughts, and I will be answering them as much as possible. Unfortunately, text-to-speech won't work yet. Still need to work on that, and I install a few programs, and I have not been able to get them fully functional on the stream yet, but we are going to be getting that to happen. Anyways, let us start the progress before I just bore you to the death. Indeed, let's get into the action itself. But yes, in the Twitch everything should be great. Just looking at it before here, yes. Indeed, everything works. Alrighty, let's get started with our composing. Today, so composing pirate music, we shall put some instruments here. Let me just test everything. Everything seems to work well. Alright, here we go. So, some page here, let's put some instruments in and start adding instruments. That's what we're going to be doing. So, pirate music, indeed. So, I'm going to start with some MIDI things here. As you have seen from our previous sessions, with MIDI it's easy to work with and later on build them into full-fledged songs itself. I'm going to also pick some other instruments here. You can't see yet anything, but I'm going to describe the process here, putting some things on here. Here we go. So we have like groups over here, here. Kind of like a basis for everything what we do. I kind of missed the text to speech, unfortunately. I'm going to check the comments time to time, but I cannot fully check them every time. The text to speech made it much more easier, I tell you. But still, we're going to enjoy our times here, chat, and, you know, do some stuff here. I just recently started playing Final Fantasy VII on PlayStation 1 version. I'm very happy for that. It's a very lovely game, and I'm going to be working on it more and more when I just have more time. It's a very long game, as all the games were. So I'm going to put harmonica and melodica over here, of course. Those are very much instruments we need. I'm going to not use quality instruments in this stage for the fact that the production gets much quicker if I just put some simple MIDI instruments in the beginning. Of course, that's not going to reflect the whole song fully going forward. Always lovely to hear your suggestions, what you have on that. Indeed so, indeed so. So let's see, do we have people saying things? Yeah, otherwise everything is going very nicely here. If you have any comments, just feel free to comment. The comments are in the down description, and in here you can see them, and I will be reading them time to time. One thing before I start, I need some water bottle. I think I'm going to get a water bottle in order to survive. Because drinking, of course, without drinking you can't really, you can't survive. So you can see my mixer table over here, like a very simple mixer table in Sibelius. Yeah, I'm just still thinking that perhaps after even 10 years I'm still using the same goddamn program, but this does the job. Of course, I will just add some additional instruments to that. Anyways, we have MIDI stuff over here. Very simple, but works for us in the beginning. What we're also going to be doing is adding our key signature. Who can live without a key signature? Oh, not the best spot. I put it on the wrong spot. You can see everything I do here visually, and I'm going to play test every time when we have some major developments. Indeed so. In the meantime, let me know about your day. After this, I'm going to go to my family's place and just enjoy time in there, as weekend is here. Weekend! Oh boy, oh boy. Hopefully you have your freaking free, so you can have some free time and such. I'm very much happy about that. Oh, it's from Page. I think this is how it works. So we start with a simple kind of a melodica thing. Very, very simple pattern. Very simple. Everyone can do that. So why not? Why not? Why not? Everybody can start with just some simple things here, but it's going to be more complex as we go forward. Other things as well. Let me pick other instruments there as well. What could be the most piratish thing? I think the human core part. I will add to represent that. I'll add piano. And I'm going to later on put that into vocals. That's my plan. But we are going to use piano from now on at least. Also some drums. Why not? Why not? Let's put some drums, timpani. That works in the beginning. Also, what else could be very much a pirate kind of thing? I think strings are very important. We're going to use that. We're going to use cellos. Imagine what kind of instruments pirate had in their ships. Pianos, you can't really imagine them having those. They're very big to carry, but like guitars, this kind of string instruments, perhaps if they had. Well, I'm not sure how musical pirates were. I'm not very familiar with that history, but we're still going to make it feel very pirate kind of feeling pirate theme. That's what pirate themes are for. Anyways, let's add some more panels over here so you can see it. So it's not just a small song, it's much longer. Indeed. We have 5 people watching, that is very lovely. There will be a continuous Mew Music remastered. Of course, Mew Music is going to be it is in works. Not going to still share what Mew Music though. But Mew Music, of course, that's on the table. That's what we're going to be doing later on indeed. So, yeah, lovely to see that all the streaming places go and function well. Let me know what you think when we go forward with this composition. It's still in its early form. But if you have any input on that, let me know. What kind of instrument would you like to see? Let me know. Oh yes, let's go. I think some atmospheric sound. I think something like that. Something like that. We could start with that. That's very kind of fantasy pirate kind of. Something like that. That's a very cliche pirate kind of feel, but you know, who cares about cliches are sometimes fun if they're not overused. And then, what are we going to be doing? Something very much like this. I think this in the beginning would work. We don't need to be having a kind of atmospheric thing. We need to have energy from the very first second of the creation of the song. I think this works nicely. We have something over here. So basically, pirate music, if you have any suggestions, let me know. Also, just saying hello, that works as well. Streaming is a lonely job. You just speak on alone by yourself. Very, very sad thing, what psychologists would say on that. But we are not crazy. We are actually making some lovely music here, and that's called streaming as well. Just talking by yourself. Actually, the thing is, like nowadays, I see people walking on the street and they like speak by themselves. Of course, they have like mobile phones wired on their like their ear and such, and they like have this kind of discussion, by not by themselves, but with some other people. But it's like much more socially acceptable when you just talk by yourself. Nowadays, when you actually expect people to talk with you, that's a kind of funny thing. Before, that was not the case. I think I would just like doom, 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 doom. One. Let's make very simple, like doom. Very, very simple, nothing too complex. I think we're going to still save this one for later. But yes, MIDI instruments in the beginning and then later on turn them into something else. What kind of, let's see what we have over here. I think the comment section does not upgrade. Let me try to see, does it do that now? Let me try to test it out. I'm very happy if the comment section does not upgrade. We have had some comments here. Let's test it out. Test. That's what we tell. Yeah. Testing, and it doesn't work. Like that's what I tell you. Like it's not in the best condition. It doesn't still work. Okay, now it actually does something. That is good. That is lovely. It is good to have this. It's good to have this work. Now, let's get back to the composing. Let's see what kind of thing we have in here. Yeah, I think with some kind of a nice beginning. We have to see where it goes. Da, da. Let's see. And then let's see, does the tempo work here? We shall test it out. We have some kind of melody here, nothing special, it's not that impressive yet. We shall see where this leads. I think we're going to be still leaving this one out here. I think we could actually start with some kind of atmospheric feel in the beginning. We shall actually do that here, because if you're of course on the sea, you need to have this kind of a sea atmosphere, and we can of course use that later on here. Indeed so. I think we are going to start with here. Let's start with something very simple. Some violins over here. I'm putting them to kind of create this kind of sea vibe. Not of course, it doesn't sound yet that good, but waiting there, it will sound alright. Let's have this kind of sea violin kind of atmosphere. It's going to work with when I add additional instrument to it, don't you worry. But of course we have to test it out and see it by ourselves. We cannot just trust myself. We have to see, does it function properly. Indeed so. We have 4 people watching, and in Twitch we have also some people watching. That is very lovely. We have a nice stream going on over here. Indeed so. But yes, before I talk too much, let's continue. I think we could actually make it longer, even kind of like. Yeah, we have to make it longer. Otherwise, you can't really say it's an atmosphere. You can't really tell it's an atmosphere if it's too short. That's what I tell myself. And it's true. Otherwise, like if I just keep it very simple, like very very quick, it doesn't really create any atmosphere, doesn't it? Yeah, it really doesn't. And then we could actually add some harp in here. Like so just for MIDI purposes, we can change the harp instrument later on other things. And I think we would do this kind of thing as well. This kind of sailing thing, it sounds terrible in the beginning stage, but it's going to sound very nice when I get to additional instruments. But my plan is to have this kind of like this kind of echoing thing when I get later on here. But we of course need to have some other parts in here to make that happen, because we need the intro for us. And then let's add the and what we're going to be doing, we're going to put this very high sounding, and this is my strategy to get this kind of echoing feeling with the MIDI instrument, at least right now. But it's a beginning. It's a lovely beginning we are getting from. It's a bit not that loud. We shall see one thing also. I think I need I like this kind of note combinations, like this kind of harmony. It is very kind of vast, onward going. I do like it a lot. I very much like it. Hey yo, Copeland! Hello and welcome to the stream. Lovely to see ya. Have you been doing some spiral works recently? I appreciate was it you that shared the spiral sound font? I really like that. I'm glad to see you using it and making music with it. Very much, often. Well, how many songs do you have already with that? I'm interested to know. And let's see. I really like the harp thing, like with MIDI instrument. It's actually usable in other instances as well. I really love it. But yes, lovely to have some familiar faces over here. Feel free to let me know how your day is going. I haven't actually checked what kind of comments we had in Facebook. If we had those, I have to wait and see. Let us check out. We have one we were watching at Facebook, which is very nice. Lovely to have you there. Lovely to have you there. Anyhow, let's see how this sounds. It might sound terrible, but we have to take risks. Risks have to be taken in order to create something that is lovely. Indeed so. Otherwise, we are just making something bad, and I don't want that. I think we could have that. Doesn't make a difference yet, but it will be in future times. Let's see, does it sound bad? And I think it's okay, still not perfect because of the MIDI sound, I think. I need this kind of distant feeling to it. Perhaps some kind of bells chimes would actually make it happen with MIDI. We can actually add them right now to make it sound more C-like. Let me know if you have any C-like instruments in your mind right now. I think chimes would work. Chimes. Also, perhaps a synth. We have to see. I don't really like the ones that are offered in MIDI. But risks have to be taken, as we said. Otherwise, things are just going to be left as they are. I also like the the bassoon. I think we could use that in a MIDI form as well, at least in the beginning. At least in the beginning. Here we go. Yes, only MIDI. At least in the beginning times. My day has been going very nicely, just working on stuff, as I just mentioned. I'm actually very hopeful because next Monday I'm going to meet a very big client. We shall see how that works. Might be very useful for me. I haven't yet developed Final Fantasy yet. Like I'm developing, if people know. I've not developed today that, but I'm going to use later on the day to make that, or perhaps tomorrow the whole day. We shall see. We shall see. Oh, we need to put this one down. Put it down. Also, just playing some video games. I just was with my brother today. I played some video games. It was fun. I'm really bad at fighting games, I noticed. But I'm really good this kind of Tetris mini game thing, which we play as well with each other. Poyo, if you know that one. It was very fun. Very fun. Fun small game, very complex yet simple. Let's see, do we have people here? It's interesting to see your software you use. Our Spider Composer stick with FL Studio. Very cool stream. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. FL Studio works. Like the thing is, there's no right composing tools there. There's not the right ones. I just love the notation because I want to in future work with real instrument, like people who play these instruments, and I think a notation because of that fact works for me. But FL Studio has its strengths as well. I think it does. Let me know what those strengths are. Let me know. And also, let's see. I think I had also comments from somewhere else. We have to check that out. Ah, nothing, nothing, no bad thing. That's no problem. Oh, we got a like in Facebook. That is lovely. Thank you very much. We're streaming in many places. This is going nicely forward. However, let's hear what we have over here. If I remember, the one who suggested this topic for me was Rolf Gustafsson from Facebook. If you see this, thank you for the suggestion. Always let me know if you have any suggestions on this music. Of course, I'm very much working on this, like just all the time, just making the song as we go. However, any suggestions you got will be used. I've had many times people suggest me even names for the compositions and for instruments as well, like small things and such, and you make a big effect. Not every day you get this kind of chance that you can actually influence the compositions that are made by someone else. I think it is like the first time ever I've done this in these streams. Perhaps on other streams, but I have not found those. And they're very hard to be found. Let's see, pirate music. Let me save this first. Pirate music. Let me drink some water and let us listen to the song as we have it. I think this melody of ours doesn't really fit it. Otherwise, the beginning is nice. I think the kind of this kind of adventurous. It's kind of like a fantasy pirate theme. It's not the Yeo-ho yet. I have to admit, it's kind of still fantasy feeling. We need to add some pirate vibes to it. Pirate vibes. Ooh, ha, ha, ooh, ha, hey, ha, ha, something like that. Let's still put this like first here. Let's see. this is going to be the main melody today. Here we got ourselves a melody. We're going to combine all the elements together. Let me know what are your thoughts on this. It's not yet in a state I want it to be, but it develops forward, I think, in a nice pace. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So, let's see. Do we have any people saying anything? That's no worries. Let me know if you have any comments. I will read them from down below. We don't have yet a voice to chat, unfortunately. However, we can still have discussions, indeed, as we always had. I just noticed my hair is kind of long. I need to go to a barber shop very quickly. Yeah, I want to have a small, very like a short hair, still like a stylish looking. But I kind of missed the long hair time when I had that. But I think the small hair works for a composer or a lazy person like me. I'm a lazy person, I tell you, sometimes. Not with that music, of course. Music, I put a lot of effort into it. Let's make it so. And then and the same thing. So this piano represents the kind of the choir, and the choir is still not included. I think we could actually include it here. So there's some kind of understanding that there's something there, but I have to admit it doesn't sound good with MIDI yet. Sad life, but still we're gonna have some good things later on, so don't worry about it. Solo tenor. You're going to love this when this gets made, oh man. And then the same thing again. Kind of like repeating this all over again, but it works. Because then they have this kind of part people will remember. Here we go. And then after that again, then we got to grow it each time as we go forward. That is our strategy of making the song. It sounds so good so far. Definitely sounds more stout and calm, sort of a calm sea adventure. It's kind of like a nasty thing how people have been kind of romanticizing pirates. Pirates were actually very murderous scumbags, and I would never want to be one. That's for sure. Not very pleasant people. And there are pirates even nowadays, and they are not the kind of like Disney Pirates of the Caribbean pirates who are just like freedom for everyone and that kind of stuff. Yeah. Don't even believe it for a second. That's not how it works. However, I love this kind of a nostalgic pirate kind of feel, if you don't take it too seriously, of course. We have people watching here on the stream, very, very lovely. Let's see how many we actually have. Let's see how many we actually have here today. We shall see. We have 6 people watching in all places, except D-Live. D-Live is... nobody's watching in D-Live. Nasty. Oh man. But we have 6 people watching. That's very, very good. Great to have you here. Composing, streaming, full speed ahead. Yar. Oh, I don't actually know what kind of pirate things you could say. Dead man tell no tales. Dead man tell no tales. I think that's the only one I know. If you know any pirate catchphrases, let me know. I will be saying them on here on the stream. Yes, indeed. Dead man tell no tales, and I think it's very simple, and I think it works with kind of a pirate idea. Yes, indeed. Let's see how the second part of this composition works. Oh yes, not just one instrument, every single one. And then, let's do. Bassoon, I think I like also the, if there's two MIDI sounds I really like, harp and bassoon with MIDI. Like you can even use them in other compositions somewhere else, but like the harmonica. No, not this one. If you want to be like choky, then that might work. But otherwise, like don't use this bastard. Don't use this bastard. Only if your life is threatened. Only at gunpoint. Only at gunpoint you have to use harmonica of MIDI instruments. I think that works. And then the melodica. Melodica in beginning. Like melodica doesn't really sound like melodica, but we're going to still use it nonetheless. We're going to use other instruments when we get it go forward. Indeed so. Melodica in itself, harmonica and both of them, very fancy instruments, but you have to have a very quality instrument, virtual instrument to be able to use them. Or in best case scenario, you can actually know someone who plays them and record those people. Always, if you have someone who knows to play some instrument, and you have good recording instruments, recording tools like microphones and such, use them. Like composers should always use if there's real playing instrumental people. I myself, I know some people like violin players, and actually this year I'm going to be going back to my old school to ask some people to join this kind of a music project I'm having on my mind. We have to see how that works, and it might be actually connected to some remake music. Yes, indeed, it might be. Nobody knows. Have to see if there's people asking for it. And then I think this works for now. I think that sound pirate is enough. That very sounds like something that pirates could play. Indeed so, indeed so. Yes, let's see how our stream functions very, very nicely. We have some likes over here, very, very lovely. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Also, like, we are getting somewhere. Unfortunately, actually, I need to perhaps quit a little bit early. I just got a message. Like, I want to get a full-length composing stream at some point. But unfortunately, now it's not the day. I have some kind of like a family business to work on today. So I will be adding still a few phases here, and then let's go from that. I think then we are ready today. Perhaps we're going to continue this very composition. I think tomorrow we have to see. We have to wait and see. Perhaps tomorrow is a day for that. Actually, no, it's a Saturday tomorrow. I'm going to keep the weekends very much free of the streams, unfortunately. We are going to continue this later on, of course. Don't you worry about that. Let's add some other things to it. You might have seen some composition streams I've done. Sometimes I've not finished these on the stream itself, but still those songs won't be abandoned. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. And then we're going to be having another instrument with this. Actually, we are going to remove some of the things over here and add them here on the second part, though. So there's something surprising, indeed. So. Surprise is the thing that people want. So of course, surprise is what people will get. The thing is that I actually am going to interview this composer of RuneScape. The interesting thing is that he used a lot of MIDI instruments, I think. Here we go. Let's add this in here, and then let's add. Over here to make this kind of a fancy kind of adventuring atmosphere. We shall see, does it work yet. I've recently been listening a lot of not pirate music per se, but this sort of music from was the video game? Oh, Lara Croft, indeed. I'm going to perhaps interview the composer from that at some point. We have to see. Do I get the chance? There might be not the chance. We have to see. There was some kind of a big thing in between of that, if I remember right, when I messaged with them. It would be lovely because the music in that game, oh, it is very, very lovely, very, very lovely indeed. If any good game soundtracks on your mind, or any music on your in fact of matter, let me know. I think that is very nice. We have 45 seconds of music that we made. Indeed so. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. And what we're going to be doing here is going to be adding a bass sound over here. Let's look at the composition. We have 45 seconds of music. I think 50 if we are correct. Let's listen to the whole thing. Indeed so. Let's have some pirate fails. The adventure goes on. Okay, I think that works. For MIDI thing, we're going to develop that, of course, more in future times. But hey, thank you very much. Muchas gracias for joining this composing streaming session. We're going to continue much more next time. Unfortunately, a family thing is going to be on the way. However, I think you might have enjoyed seeing how composing some Pirates themes could go. And it might not be the pirate theme you were asking, might not. But you know, that's how word works. Of course, every composing thing and art creation is very much a kind of this composer puts his own mind and things on it. I want to actually, after this, listen a bit more pirate themes to see where I should take the composition next. We're going to continue this later on. Don't you worry, but we are going to see each other in a next episode of Eluukkanen Composing Streams. Feel free to look out for a video of mine. I've been making a review of our game soundtrack. And it's very well edited. I have this tactical L to thank for the editing of that, and it's going to be a very lovely video. I'm going to be releasing that very soon here on the channel and also on the website and many other places. Early access for that starts in Patreon this Sunday. So people who are supporting Eluukkanen